The St. Johnsbury versus Spaulding girls basketball game will start shortly. I believe we're waiting for the second official to arrive before the start of the game. Thanks for joining us. Live high school sports on cvtsport.net from Spaulding High School.
We got lots of work in there. One time tomorrow. One of the big Built gym last week. Check away trash again. We had a couple of checks for Thursday. She came down to me and I said, well, these are the ones that are over in this stuff. So I looked at it and was like, what are we doing, right? Well, we applied them both for, and I will admit it was actually a check. Credit card for somebody you pay half of the credit card and then another check. We use the credit card slip and a check and put it on the wrong account. Well, I didn't know that. Like, using a $1,300 credit card. This is for a $375 safety check. So I went to Olivia and she goes back up. There was supposed to be a $1,400 check. They put that on her. So they started looking around for the second step. Pretty sure I already did this. They get down to the value. You did that once in a while, too. Well, you heard the very first week. Which kind of, you know, I mean, the holidays screwed him up. But as soon as it wasn't in there, he texted me all that hell. On a holiday week, you have to be careful ahead of time. You didn't first do why. Like, you don't expect to get our money. And then Olivia came around and said, he's going to write checks for everybody. This is unless you don't need the money. He said, so you just give me one Monday or whatever. And Julie was like, I don't need the money. And so I, just a second, because I normally get $4 we have there. I texted Val, and she was, well, I had no money for groceries. I really just saved some money. So I said, well, I need a check. So they came around and gave everybody checks. And I said, well, this is the couple
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
We employ 44 plus people in Vermont.
People working here are proud of this product they're making. Our commercial lender at Community National has been incredibly supportive of our vision.
I trust the bank with the relationship that we've developed. They look at us as the people behind the company.
It's the Vermont Flannel Company. We make happiness in warmth and comfort.
man.
Northfield Savings Bank is the bank of builders, makers, doers, and explorers, multitaskers, commuters, planners. In other words, we are the bank of you and everything you do. With mobile and online banking, drive-up service, and of course, in our branches. That is banking your way. That is Northfield Savings Bank.
Welcome to CBTSport.net Game of the Week. Bringing you high school, college, amateur, semi-pro, and professional sports video from right here in Central Vermont. Over a decade of local Central Vermont sports video action. Get ready, because it's time for the CBTSport.net Game of the Week.
My daddy made this. Daddy!
Good evening and welcome to Spaulding High School, where tonight's CBTSport.net presentation of girls high school basketball features the Hilltoppers of St. Johnsbury against your own hometown Spaulding Crimson Tide. I'm Carl Parton. I'll be bringing you the call on this game, and it's a Division I St. J. Hilltopper team taking on a Division II now Spaulding Crimson Tide girls basketball team. Very excited to have basketball starting up again for the 2021-2022 season. And you'll notice from the energy in the gym that the fans are excited too. We have a very good crowd here for this Spaulding versus St. Johnsbury girls basketball matchup. Fans are allowed in the stands, and it's going to feel so nice having the energy of the parents, the students, and the fans with the action on the court. It was a little desolate last year with no fans, but we certainly appreciate you being here on our live stream broadcast, watching from the safety, security, and comfort of your own home. But we love having the fans here too. And I can just comment that in the JV game, just so much energy coming from the student section of Spaulding, although St. Johnsbury came away with a 39-26 victory where they really dominated the inside. St. J had some great size, and Spaulding some superior outside shooting, but couldn't keep up with the size and the interior game of the St. J Academy Hilltoppers. But I'll tell you, the student section was lively. They brought energy to the gym, and we're going to expect that again. I think they call them the Crimson Crazies here at Spaulding, and they enjoy themselves cheering on their team in a positive manner, and we enjoy having them and their energy. This is opening night for both teams. The St. J Hilltoppers, a Division I squad, coming in with no games played yet, and the Spaulding Crimson Tide likewise. Looking at the Spaulding Crimson Tide side, you're probably expecting superior junior guard forward Sage McCauley, who is suited up, but she will not be playing. I was talking to some of the coaching staff for Spaulding beforehand, and it occurred to me that Spaulding is very lucky because they have some outstanding athletes. That's a positive. They have multi-sport athletes. That's a positive. Now they have multi-sport athletes that were injured both in lacrosse and soccer. That's a negative. And we're looking at a beaten and battered, walking wounded Spaulding Crimson Tide team. And without going into the details of the injuries, we will be without Gracie Martin, the sophomore forward, who is expected to make an impact for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. She will be back, and the target date is early January for her. Sage McCauley also out with an injury. Likewise, maybe the end of December, maybe early January, Sage McCauley will be back in the lineup. And Frankie Barney out for this one, and she'll just be out for a short time, but that junior forward, Barney, will be back. But not playing this evening for the Crimson Tide. The Spaulding Crimson Tide is adhering to the VPA's new policy of making sure that the fans are supportive, but in a sensitive way and respectful way. And this will be read before every varsity and JV basketball game in the state of Vermont this year, I believe. So we will be going over starting lineups, and before we go to the players, how could we not talk about the coaching staffs? First of all, for St. Johnsbury Academy, one of the best players in the state of Vermont in her high school days, Jade Huntington, the St. J coach, and just an incredible player in her day, and certainly bringing that same love and passion for the game to the St. J Hilltoppers at the helm of St. Johnsbury. And I love talking about the Crimson Tide coaching staff as well. Tanya McCauley is really a solid coach in her own right, but she's got a full complement of assistant coaches that could also be head coaches almost anywhere in the state they wanted to be. Lori Shepard with over 20 years of experience, Judy Abiati with over 20 years of coaching experience, and Katie Wickham also helping out the JV head coach and also on the staff. I meandered into the gym here at Spaulding Crimson Tide a few times last season, and I was watching the Spaulding Crimson Tide girls practice, and it was something kind of special because you had a smart, experienced, knowledgeable, passionate coach in every corner of the gym. And they were working kids, working the players, teaching them little nuances and constantly working with them. So let's take a look at the St. J Hilltoppers starting lineup. A junior forward wearing number 00, Lillian Kittredge. A junior guard wearing number 2, Kaylee Weaver. A senior forward wearing number 21, Kiara Rutledge. A sophomore forward wearing number 23, Kaya Anderson. And a sophomore guard wearing number 24, Hayden Wilkins. Jade Huntington is the coach. Patricia and Lori Lang are the assistant coaches. And now let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Spaulding Crimson Tide. A junior guard wearing number 0, Yvonne Robert. A senior guard wearing number 1, Emily Poulin. And Poulin, great passer, fun to watch. Senior guard number 2, Sam Donahue. A junior forward, number 4, Aaliyah Elliott. And at forward, a senior wearing number 23, Autumn Lewis. Tanya McCauley, the head coach, Lori Shepard, Judy Abiati, and Katie Whitcomb are her assistants. We're just going to step out for a quick break for the national anthem. Get ready. It's girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net coming up next. And welcome back. Kenneth Brusso will be our cameraman. Ben Brown is our producer for tonight's game. Basketball is back in Vermont. We're excited to be part of it. Thanks for joining us here on CVTsport.net. Many of our games will be brought to you on CVTV723.org and on the local cable station, channel 192 on the Barrie area cable dial. And here we go with the first jump ball of the season, and Spaulding will come away with it. Yvonne Robert played for U32 last year, transferred to Spaulding. More and more in high school basketball, you're going to see free agency is what I call it, and what a great pickup for the Spaulding Crimson Tide and their coaching staff. Perhaps the quality of that coaching staff is what drew her, and that's a turnover by Spaulding, what drew Von Roberge to come play for the Crimson Tide. Her father, Tom Roberge, is a great college basketball player in his own right for Johnson State. And Kittredge now reverses the ball. Here's the three-point shot put up. Little long that time by Wilkins. Rebound kept alive by the Hilltoppers, in and out on the baseline shot. Loose ball is picked up by Spaulding. Donahue down the right side to Poulin. Poulin ahead to Elliott. Elliott kicks it back. Here's the three-pointer. Doesn't go for Donahue. Rebounded by the Tide. Running jump hook is good for Aaliyah Elliott, and Spaulding goes up early in this one. Walking it up is Wilkins for the Hilltoppers. A near steal, and it is a steal. Lewis on the breakaway, jump stops, puts it up a little hard, gets her own rebound, put back no good. And it's finally recovered by the Hilltoppers. Here's Wilkins running the show at the point for St. J. Great interior pass and a finish. Kittredge with a bucket. On the from Kaya Anderson. Ball inside. Hook shot doesn't go for Elliott, and it's rebounded by the Hilltoppers. Walking it up is Wilkins. Wilkins finds Kittredge, and an offensive foul, illegal screen away from the ball, will go against St. Johnsbury. Poulin will inbound. Roberge and Poulin both equally capable of playing the point guard spot for this Crimson Tide team. Roberge, a pretty decent outside shot, so expect to keep an eye on that. Kaylee Weaver might have heard the scouting report about Roberge, so she was right in her pocket, but a little hand check, point of emphasis, they will call that this year, and that's the third team foul against the Hilltoppers. Just over 2 minutes into the game. Here's Poulin. Her pocket is picked. It's Weaver. Weaver's blocked by Roberge from behind. Rebound knocked out of bounds off the Tide. It was Nelson with the rebound for St. J. Here's the inbound play. Nelson shot doesn't go. Autumn Lewis with the ball ahead to Poulin. Poulin up ahead. It's and knocked out of Poulin's hand. It was Donahue bringing that up on the far side, on the near side rather. This is going to be a foul called against St. J. They corrected it. They took one off that they had on the board originally, so this is going to be their third team foul. But Poulin will step to the line to shoot two. Poulin hits the first. You gotta love it when your point guard can take the free throws. They're gonna be the one to get fouled at the end of the game when you have a lead. They can protect it, and certainly as the ball handler, as Poulin hits 2 for 2, it's exactly what you're looking for, being able to finish at the stripe. Here's Wilkins now, guarded closely by Roberge, jumped off to Kittredge. Kittredge with a nice backdoor pass. Layup doesn't go for Weaver. Here comes Spaulding back the other way. Inside Robert, strong move. Little strong on the shot. And St. J coming the other way. Kittredge was streaking the lane, and a good look by Kaylee Weaver that time, but the defensive Spaulding, both Robert and I believe Elliott got their hands in the passing lane to knock that one away. Weaver will inbound for the Hilltoppers. Running the play, looking for Kittredge, but getting in the passing lane was Poulin, or Roberts rather. Roberts ahead to Poulin, and Poulin lays it in. 4 points for Poulin now, but what a beautiful pass by Yvonne Roberts in transition, right on the money, in stride for Poulin. Wilkins now, and hand check's going to get called against Roberts. As I mentioned, this is a point of emphasis. You can move your feet, you can bump a little bit with your body, but once you get that hand up, they will call the hand check. Stop watching NBA is my advice if you want to stay out of foul trouble in Vermont basketball. Here's the ball lobbed into Wilkins. Wilkins, three-pointer, and she splashes it. Quick catch, quick release, and a nice three for Wilkins. Here's Poulin to the rack, high off the glass, it doesn't go. Rebound by Elliott, but she is tied up by Emma Greenan, who's checked into the game for St. Johnsbury. St. J has some good size, and as I mentioned in the JV game, that really made the difference for them. Dominated the interior, and they definitely have the size advantage tonight against the Spaulding varsity team as well. Here's Weaver taking it to the rack, up and under, acrobatic, no good. Rebound, put back, and it is good for Greenan. Greenan, the sixth player off the bench, is already making an impact for the Hilltoppers. Poulin calling the play. On the wing, she goes to Autumn Lewis. Lewis looking inside. Thought about Elliott, but well defended inside by Greenan. Here's Poulin looking inside. A little fall away, doesn't go for Lewis. Rebound put back for Elliott, doesn't go. And finally, after two opportunities, St. J comes away with it. Here's Kittredge now. She pops a three, leaves it short. Going up and over the back as Greenan gets it. Ball tipped away right into the hands of Kittredge, who lays it in. Lillian Kittredge has 4 points now for St. J. She's going to be a tough stop out there for Spaulding. Robert's three does not go. Loose ball rebound into the hands of Wilkins. Wilkins walking it up, gets it to Kittredge. Kittredge looking inside for Greenan. Kicked out to Wilkins. Drive to the hoop, pull up, and a nice move by Kaya Anderson. 4 different scorers now for St. Johnsbury. They jump out to a 5-point lead. Poulin now weaving in, takes the left-handed shot and draws another foul. It's going to be the 4th team foul against St. Johnsbury. Poulin will step to the line with 4 points. 2 for 2 from the stripe thus far. Here's the shot, it's up and good. Excellent form, nice high finish. 3 for 3, checking into the game for Spaulding. Madison Ashford, the junior guard. And they've got a lot of players on their bench, but only about 3 available on the varsity roster. They called up Izzy Boudreau, as the second free throw is no good. Just to have a 4th player eligible. On the run, on the finish is Kiara Rutledge, and Spaulding wants a timeout. With just over 2 minutes to go, it's a 13-7 St. J lead. You're watching girls high school basketball on cvtsport.net. Welcome back to the action. Good timeout by the Spaulding Crimson Tide coaching staff, making sure their team is, number one, rested. As I mentioned, they have a short bench, but also they don't want to get beat in transition. Greenan with another great play, a block shot that time for St. Johnsbury, but they want to make sure their team's on the same page, not giving up easy buckets. Oh, and Hayden Wilkins is not happy with that. Kind of led with the forearm a little bit and gets whistled for the offensive foul. And unless I'm mistaken, that's 2 on her. We'll see what they put up on the scoreboard. That is the 5th team foul on St. Johnsbury, and it is the 2nd on Wilkins. So the court general for the Hilltoppers will step off and probably get at least 2, maybe more minutes on the bench. Only a sophomore, and as a coach, you know, you probably trust a senior to stay out of foul trouble a little bit more than a young player. So who knows if we'll see Wilkins for the rest of this half. A lot of coaches will leave a player on the bench with 2 fouls in the first half, so they have their full complement of fouls and time in the second. And there's a nice look down low just over the reach of Weaver, but she would have had a layup had she been able to reel that one in. Walking it up is Roberge now for the Tide. On the wing she goes to Autumn Lewis. Lewis looking inside, nothing there. Reverses for Ashford. Ashford to Roberge. Roberge guarded closely by Anderson. Here's the kick out. Poulin back inside on the give and go for Roberge. Her jump hook is partially blocked, I believe. No, they're going to call out of bounds on the Tide. A lot of contact there. It looks like Kiera Rutledge was roughed up a little bit as she makes her way to the bench. This is going to give Emily Kostruba, the junior forward, a chance to get into the game for Coach Huntington. Walking up is Weaver, running the show now for the Hilltoppers with Wilkins in foul trouble. And there's another hand check call. This one's going to go against Autumn Lewis inside. Lewis is going to have her work cut out for her with the size of St. Johnsbury. Cassidy Kittredge, the freshman, checked in, and she's got some good size as well as Kostruba, so it's definitely going to be a tough job for the front court of Spaulding. And here's a shot, foul after the shot. They're going to call it after the shot on the floor. So I think Ashford came in with a hard box out after the shot was released. So St. Johnsbury will maintain possession. That's going to be the first on Ashford and the 3rd team foul. Strong move to the hoop and a finish. That time by Kaylee Weaver. That's her first bucket of the night. Here's Poulin, drops it off to Ashford. Ashford calling the play on the wing into the hands of Donahue. Donahue to Poulin, her shot is good, and it's a 3-pointer. Emily Poulin has 8 points now for the Tide. Time ticking away, taking it to the rack is Anderson, her kick out. Poulin with a steal. Time ticking off, Roberge doesn't get the shot off. So after 1 quarter of play, the score is 10-15 for the St. J. Hilltoppers, 10 for Spaulding. We're going to step out for a quick break. You're watching girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net. Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm. Action. Here's Poulin running the show for Spaulding, who started out with the ball in the second quarter, trailing by 5 points. Elliott on the reversal to Ashford. Going to keep our eye out. I think Wilkins is back in the game. Did I see 24? I did. So Coach Huntington showing some faith in her sophomore leader, her point guard. Here's Roberts now, guarded by Anderson. Roberts lobs it inside, and from behind, once again, Greenan. Greenan just making play after play out there for St. Johnsbury, especially on the defensive end. Anderson now, guarded closely by Ashford. Here's Wilkins now to the rack, her kick out. Running hook shot is good. Great move that time by Kaya Anderson. She's got 4 points now. Credit Wilkins with the assist. Poulin was looking for the lob inside to Elliott, but airmailed that one. Will be St. Johnsbury ball. Lillian Kittredge, the junior forward, comes back in. For St. J, more height. This is quite a matchup. It looks like Ashford is matched up right now on Kittredge. Spaulding may have, no, they are in the player-to-player. Man-to-man. There's a rebound and fouling. Will be St. Johnsbury. This one's going to go against Kaylee Weaver. Or do they give that to Kittredge? It's Kittredge, and that's going to be her second. Reach in on the rebound. Refs could have gone a couple directions with that foul call. Here's Elliott now looking inside on the give and go with Poulin. Shot put up by Donahue, around and out. Great hustle, keeping it alive by Ashford, but right into the hands of a Hilltopper. Here's Wilkins now, walking it up for St. J. On the far side, Kittredge. Kittredge inside to Greenan. Greenan kick out. Here's the shot put up by Kostruba, doesn't go. Rebound bouncing around, Kittredge is there. And Roberts with the rebound on the breakaway. Her layup might have had a landing gear taken out on the way up. And Wilkins gets the rebound and draws the foul. This is going to go against Poulin. It's going to be the fourth team foul against Spaulding. This is a Division I opponent for Spaulding, who will be playing in the Division II bracket come playoff time. Spaulding really cut down on a lot of their Division I opponents. They're playing a lot more capital opponents this year rather than the Metro schedule they've, I'm going to say, suffered for the past 6-7 years. It's going to be another reach-in foul, and two quick ones picked up by Poulin. Oh, no, this is going to be her first. So the last one must have gone against Donahue. But Spaulding, not so many Metro teams. They are going to really appreciate, both the boys and the girls. Three-pointer bank shot for Hayden Wilkins goes. She's got 6 on 2 3-pointers. And I'm expecting a healthy Spaulding girls team to be, that ball was tipped. The refs don't see it, so it's going to go St. Johnsbury's way. I'm expecting a very solid playoff run by both the girls and the boys in Division II. Spaulding boys look very good this year. They've got height, speed, depth. Here's Kittredge now. Spaulding girls made it to the semifinals before losing to, I believe, eventual champion North Country last year in girls Division II. And that was a close one. So they're liking their stay in Division II. Kaylee Weaver will inbound for St. Johnsbury. Weaver gets it into the hands of Wilkins. Wilkins guarded closely by Robert. Lillian Kittredge inside, nearly tied up, just muscles it out of there. Her kick out, and she'll get the assist as Kaylee Weaver splashes another bucket. She's got 4 now. Robert's the pull-up, hard off the glass. Rebound pulled down by Kostruba. Wilkins now looking up the wing to Weaver. Weaver back to Wilkins. Good defense by Robert. She got her hand on that pass. Poulin almost finished it off. Loose ball on the ground and picked up by Donahue. Donahue looking ahead for Robert. Robert is trying to pass to Poulin, gets it through, and Poulin draws another foul. This one's going to be called against Kaylee Weaver, and Poulin will go to the line for her 5th and 6th free throw of the first half. That will be number 2 on Weaver. 7th team foul against St. J. So it will be bonus time for the Tide for the rest of this half. Poulin misses the first. Spaulding in a bit of a second quarter scoring drought. They still have yet to score here in the second quarter. Poulin misses both free throws. Here comes Anderson. What a pass. I don't know how she saw Weaver coming. Weaver's floater doesn't go. Rebounded by the Tide. Quickly back the other way. Here's Donahue. Robert misses the shot. Rebound put back is short that time by Poulin. St. J on the fast break in transition. Victoria Rodriguez misses the 16-footer. Here's Donahue now. Donahue on the wing to Robert, looking inside, and that one's kicked away by a Hilltopper. It will stay Spaulding ball. Robert's calling the inbound play for the Tide. It looks like Coach Huntington wants a timeout. We'll take it too with just under 4 minutes to go. It's a 12-point St. J lead. You're watching girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net. Welcome back out of the timeout. It will be Spaulding ball under their own hoop. We'll be bringing you every single Spaulding high school girls, boys, basketball, varsity and JV, as well as hockey. Nice jump shot that time. It was Autumn Lewis off the pass from Robert. Spaulding breaks their second quarter drought, but it takes them over 4 minutes to do it. On the baseline, Kiera Rutledge. Good defense by Poulin, sticking with her. Good ball movement. Kittredge on the baseline and hooping the harm. Nails the bucket, and she's hit on the way up. Too strong to stop with a little pat on the elbow, though, and she's going to try to finish off the three-point play. Kittredge will step up to the hoop and knocks down the free throw. 7 points now for Lillian Kittredge. Ball ahead, and it'll be off the Hilltopper defender. Spaulding got away with one there. Here's Donahue, gets it to Poulin. Roberge on the wing. Roberge needs to hit one of those shots and keep her confidence because her perimeter shooting is key for Spaulding's success this season. Here's Donahue. Poulin looking inside for Roberge. Nice step move, but a blocked shot. Great defense by Anderson. Spaulding keeps it. Three-point shot put up off iron, no good for Lewis. Roberge with a steal. Inside she goes. And a bucket for Aaliyah Elliott. Another assist for Roberge. Here's Weaver now to Kittredge inside. Kittredge, a very good passer for a center. She sees the court well. Good box out by Poulin as she pulls down the rebound. Love it when your center and power forwards can pass the ball that well. Nice move in the post. Autumn Lewis, 4 points now, all coming here in the second quarter. Spaulding needed somebody to step up, and looks like Lewis is going to do that, even against a tough defender like Kittredge. Well, getting in the passing lane was Donahue. She makes the steal, looking ahead for Roberge, just out of her stride. Pops the three, long, into the hands of Elliott for the rebound and put back. Coach Huntington wants a timeout. We'll take it too with just over a minute and a half to go. It's 25-13, or make that 18. You're watching girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net. Welcome back to the action. It's a 7-point Hilltopper lead. Spaulding crashing the boards and really just using being scrappy and intense to battle their way back into this one. Good strong take to the hole, doesn't go, rebounded by Lewis. Lewis looking ahead for Elliott. Saves it into the hands of a Hilltopper. Here comes Anderson. Anderson slows it down, looking inside. And it's a bucket for Greenan, hooping the harm again. And Greenan having some great minutes out there for St. Johnsbury. Greenan will step up and try to finish off the three-point play. Bit of a heartbreaker for the Tide there as they had a little bit of momentum going. Wonder how long the Spaulding Crimson Tide can run for the Hilltoppers as Greenan finishes off the three-point play. Can run with a kind of a bigger bench of St. Johnsbury. As I mentioned in the onset, Spaulding playing shorthanded, a few players on the DL, disabled list, IR, injured reserve. Shot goes up and around and out for Lewis, rebounded by the Hilltoppers. A very promising season. I talked to Lori Shepard, a beloved member of CVTsport.net broadcast team, who's also an assistant coach for Spaulding. And we discussed it. You'd much rather have those injuries now in early December and have them healthy in late March. Great pass, great look, great finish that time. And that was Kiera Rutledge finishing that bucket off a nice assist. You'd rather have your injuries now in early December and have the full complement come playoff time. Looks like that's what Spaulding is going to have. The other real, silver lining, if you can find one, is that you're also having players that are perhaps your 6th, 7th, and 8th players getting a lot of minutes, a lot of confidence, a lot of reps. So they are ready to be, in different roles when you have starters coming back. Robert's creating again with the steal, and Spaulding can't get the shot off before the half runs out. So at the half, the score is 30-18. Hilltoppers on top. We're going to take a quick break. You are watching girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net.
This game is also made possible by Vermont Fellowship of Christian Athletes, established in 1954, a community working to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. You can find more information at fcavermont.org, and you can contact them by email at glennolson@fca.org.
Northfield Savings Bank is the bank of builders, makers, doers, and explorers, multitaskers, commuters, planners. In other words, we are the bank of you and everything you do. With mobile and online banking, drive-up service, and of course, in our branches. That is banking your way. That is Northfield Savings Bank.
Tournament Specialties is a proud sponsor of local area high school sports. If your team or business needs assistance in designing the perfect look, give them a call. Whether you're looking for a one-color tee, shirt design, or multicolor designs on your garments, Tournament Specialties can help. They do professional embroidery work also. If you don't have an existing logo, no problem. They will help you create an embroidered logo from concept to completion and can stitch on everything from shirts to jackets to duffel bags and blankets. Jeff and his crew take pride in their quality work and guarantee your happiness. Tournament Specialties also offers online storefronts. If your company or team is looking for a great fundraising opportunity, Tournament Specialties can help with no upfront risk to the organization and no minimum order requirements. Give them a call today to inquire. Jeff Apfel of Tournament Specialties on 64 Cherrywood Drive, Barrie, Vermont. Reach them at tournamentdesigns@gmail.com, 802-272-7572.
Mark and I worked at Barrytown Elementary School when we were in college. We're both very family-oriented and community-driven.
Barrie has a special place in our heart, obviously being our hometown.
When I met Mark and Ruben, they were college grads. 7 years later, they manage over 750 units in Vermont. In their spare time, they give back to the people they grew up with.
There are people in our community who are battling childhood cancer. This organization doesn't just financially fund their hospital bills. We actually help them out with the day-to-day expenses.
Local business owners, local community members, just a lot of local people that are congregating to help raise a lot of money for these families.
In small towns everywhere across America, this story gets repeated over and over. Local businesses coming together to support their friends, neighbors, and customers.
Our priorities and the bank's priorities align. We're all trying to make the community a better place.
Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm. Welcome back to the second half of this girls high school basketball matchup. The St. J. Hilltoppers leading the Spaulding Crimson Tide by a score of 30-18. And you know, maybe not the matchup Spaulding wanted coming into game one with some key injured players, but certainly a game that they're going to learn a lot from. You know, they're not going to see the size that they're seeing, the speed that they're seeing, and really the playmaking they're seeing from the St. Johnsbury team that much in the Capital Division. You're going to have one or two players, but St. Johnsbury has a pretty deep starting lineup and bench that they are getting a lot out of. Lillian Kittredge, starting forward, has 6. She's tied with Hayden Wilkins, starting point guard for the Hilltoppers in their scoring lead, and big first quarter. 8 points all in the first for Emily Poulin. St. J with the ball. It's Weaver on top, dumps it off to Wilkins. Wilkins stayed out of foul trouble. With 2 minutes left in the first quarter, she already had 2, and she finished with 2. And there's a foul. This one's going to get called against Spaulding. I don't know if it's Robert for her second or Poulin for her third. I think it's going to be Poulin. Oh, and that's her second. Boy, apologies, Emily Poulin. I keep trying to give you an extra foul. It's only number 2 on Poulin. I think I'm getting her mixed up with Donahue. And there's a three-point shot put up. I think it was number 24, Hayden Wilkins, and that's her third. Spaulding looking inside. I like the way they're trying to get that interior pass, trying to create something easy inside or draw the fouls, even against a bigger team. Look for the easy buckets out of your offense. Here's the three-point shot put up, and it's good. Oh, and they're going to call Donahue with a foot on the line, so only a 2-point shot for the Tide. Here comes Wilkins now, off the high screen from Rutledge. And this is going to be another foul called against Spaulding inside. Good collapse that time by the Spaulding defense. The ball went inside to Anderson, and Spaulding quickly had 3 defenders, but a reach-in called on that one. We'll see who it's on in a second in that crowd. Three-pointer no good for Wilkins. Rebound and putback is good, and it's Rutledge for the bucket. Ball to the rack, and it's good. Poulin again. Inside it goes to Lillian Kittredge. Her turnaround doesn't go. Poulin with a rebound. Poulin looking ahead, saving it in. Nicely played by Lewis. On the ground is Donahue. Into the hands of Poulin, and smart timeout by Coach Tanya McCauley. She saw a potential travel turnover call there, so she takes the timeout. It's 35-22, St. J on top. You're watching girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net. After the 30-second timeout, Spaulding will have possession. Poulin will inbound from the sideline. Poulin in with Donahue, Elliott, Roberge, and Lewis. Lobs it in, Lewis. Donahue brings it back, setting the offense. Lewis on the right side. Oh, and a steal. Here comes Wilkins on the breakaway, and her layup is good. She's got 11 now for the Hilltoppers. Good fast break down the sideline that time. Donahue looked inside for Elliott, but that was tapped away. Might have been Rutledge who got her hand in the passing lane. Bears with the inbound. Not only a short bench, we're also, let's not forget, Spaulding has to deal with a mask. Offensive rebound by Donahue on the pull and miss. Here's Lewis, her pull up around the rim and out. Robert's rebound put back, no good. Rebound put back, no good, but keeps it alive. Out to Poulin. Three-pointer doesn't go. St. J finally pulls down the loose ball rebound. Weaver, but she has it stolen away. Poulin inside to Elliott, who scores it. Great passing by the Tide. Great offensive rebounding as well, following those shots. Here's Rutledge now. On the near side to Anderson. Anderson guarded by Donahue. Here's the runner, floater around the rim and in. Hayden Wilkins, 13 points now, and that was off some nice shooting. 3 3-pointers and little floater that time and a fast break just before that. And this is going to be a foul called against Emma Greenan. A little too much body guarding Lewis in the post. May have be the first negative stat that Greenan has for tonight's game. She's playing a very good game off the bench for St. Johnsbury. Here comes Donahue now with the inbound. Fakes it to Roberts, inside to Elliott, gets right back in, gets the deflected pass. Poulin now looking inside for Elliott. Poulin, baseline, and shooter's roll for Autumn Lewis. She's now got 6. Here comes Wilkins again. To Cassidy Kittredge, who's checked into the game. Baseline move, excellent pass, and there's the finish by Greenan on a great pass by Kaya Anderson. 3-point shot put up, no good. Rebound and putback is good though for Elliott. Elliott's got 10. St. J by 13. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's Wilkins looking inside for Greenan. Greenan the kick out. Wilkins 3 off back iron, no good. Rebound scooped up by Lewis. Here's Donahue to Poulin, fakes the 3. Donahue off the pick and roll, and another great defensive play by Greenan. If we were picking our defensive player of the game, Greenan would be head and shoulders above all takers. Maybe Roberts, who's made several steals and is getting her hands in the passing lane well, is on the same level, but certainly Greenan shining on the defensive end. Here's Donahue now with the inbound. Good defense by the Hilltoppers. Poulin inside, she goes to Lewis. Lewis with her kick out. And Roberts draws the foul. It's going to be a blocking call on Riley Strom, the freshman guard, now in the game for St. J. Roberts will inbounds from the corner. Bounce pass into Lewis. Lewis, her kick out. Poulin calling the play. Poulin so composed with the ball out there, doesn't rush, lets things happen. And there's a steal by Kittredge, stolen right back though by Elliott, and it's going to be a foul. This is going to go against St. J. It's going to be their 3rd foul of the second half. Madison Ashford checks back into the game for Spaulding. Donahue with the inbound. Gets it into the hands of Lewis. Lewis now dump off to Donahue. Guarded closely by Kittredge. Roberts with a nice crossover. And they're going to call a 3-second call, I believe, I don't think it was a 5-second call. They called, they had the 3-second fingers up. So I think whoever was in the post there for Spaulding had her heels on the line. Kittredge looking ahead to Strom with a nice dump off, and Greenan scores her 9th point of the night. Robears now running the offense for the Tide. Crossover into the lane, and that's going to be another. That will be a 5-second call against the Tide. The call, you must be making forward progress toward the basket if your defender is within reasonable defensive length from you. Here comes Weaver, and there's a turnover on St. Johnsbury. It will be Spaulding ball. Trailing by 15 now. Robears again. To Donahue. Lewis on the wing to Ashford. Ashford on the top to Elliott. Elliott to Donahue. Here's the little jumper, doesn't go for Lewis. Robears is there battling with Weaver. Weaver comes away with it. Weaver with a nice stop and go dribble. Gets it across the timeline to Kostruba. Weaver settles things down for the Hilltoppers. Her team's got a lead. No need for rushing things if you're a St. J fan. And offensive foul, an illegal screen is going to be called against Kostruba, I believe. And that is the case. Poulin will check back into the game after a quick break. You know, with a mask policy, you take as long as you can when you sit on the bench to take a nice, slow, casual drink of water just so you can get some fresh air. Little strategies probably. We'll see this here. Shot no good, rebounded by Strom. And this is going to be a blocking foul called against Autumn Lewis of the Tide. Another thing I've seen is players will, you know, push out their chin as they're running down the court, and as you do that, it slides down, your mask slides down over your nose. You get a chance to breathe in a few sips of fresh, clean, mask-free air. Get the oxygen level back up to a safe amount, and then pull it up when you get a chance. And Huntington, Coach Huntington saves a turnover on the 5-second call against the Hilltoppers. Timeout, we'll take it too. You're watching girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net. Welcome back to the action. Spaulding trailing by 15. It will be St. Johnsbury basketball. Kittredge off the timeout by Coach Huntington. Smart timeout. Baseline three-pointer doesn't go for Wilkins, but it's reeled in by Strom. Takeaway by Donahue. Donahue's going to draw the foul. Wilkins is going to get whistled for the blocking call. That will be 3 on Hayden Wilkins. Wilkins will come out of the game. Back into the game, Kaylee Weaver, junior guard. Poulin now will run the point for Spaulding. Looking to the far side to Ashford. Ashford baseline, she goes to Elliott. Good hustle by Poulin to get that loose ball. Looking inside. Passing on the post move is Lewis with the tough defense of Kostruba there. I believe it's a 3-second call against the Tide, and it will be St. J ball. Spaulding giving a little full court man-to-man pressure look. Seeing if they can create something off their defense. St. J breaks the timeline. Ball in the hands of Kittredge. Kittredge to the baseline. Shot put up by Greenan, doesn't go, but she will draw the foul, and she'll step to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Had a single free throw on an old-fashioned three-point play that she made in the second quarter. She'll step up and see if she can keep that percentage pure, and hits the first. That puts her in double digits with 10. Here's Green in second. It's up. Off back iron, no good. Rebounded by Kostruba, and she gets fouled on the putback. Autumn Lewis will pick up the foul. That's her third, and the team's fourth for the Tide here in the second half. Kostruba misses the first of her 2 free throws. Stepping up for her second. This one is up and off iron, no good. Rebounded by Elliott. Here's Donahue to Poulin. 3-point shot put up by Lewis, around 3/4 of the way down and then out. And Strom got the rebound, and I think Poulin grabbed her arm, and it was Poulin. Poulin will pick up the foul, and that's number 3 on Poulin. Spaulding will drop back into their half-court defense with time ticking away here in the third quarter. Half-court shot is up, but no good for Strom. So, after 3/4 of play, it's 44-28. St. Johnsbury Hilltoppers leading the Spaulding Crimson Tide. We're going to step out for a quick break. You're watching girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net. Made possible by locally owned Packard Fuels. Located in East Montpelier, Vermont, Packard Fuels is a proud supporter of local athletics and community events. Packard Fuels provides home heating oil and service throughout central Vermont. Owned by Ellery Packard III, Packard Fuels, 802-262-3835. Packard Fuels, keeping you warm. Welcome back to Spaulding High School. We are about to start the final frame of this one, and St. Johnsbury in control. Very consistent. 15 in the first quarter, 15 in the second, 14 in the third. Leading scorer 13 points for Hayden Wilkins, who's battled a little foul trouble, but not enough to keep her off the scoreboard. Emma Greenan also has 10 points for St. Johnsbury. And along with some stellar defense. Spaulding with the ball in the hands of Ashford. Ashford finds Roberge. Roberge, kick out to Poulin, give and go. Roberge, nice fake, left-handed shot, in and out. Roberge having a tough night shooting, such a good shooter too, and just a spectacular move, just not catching any breaks with the bounces tonight. Good ball movement by the Hilltoppers. Poulin gets in the passing lane, and it deflects it off a Hilltopper player. So it will be Spaulding ball. Poulin will walk it up for the Tide. She goes into the corner to Donahue. Donahue kick out to Roberge. Donahue again. Elliott now finds Ashford. Poulin looking for the pick and roll, and wow. Poulin gets called for the illegal screen. Kind of did a pick and roll there, made some contact. It's a tight call, but that's the fourth call on Poulin. That's a call that will be made in the Capitol, not in the Metro, is my take on that one. And here's a foul on Donahue. And stepping to the line to shoot two will be Ashley Clark, the sophomore forward that checked in for the Hilltoppers. Clark looking to get on the board for her first points of the evening. Hits the first. Lewis back in the game for Spaulding. Here's Clark for her second of two. Sun comes up a little short, follows her own shot though. Got the rebound. Inside shot put up by Rutledge, doesn't go, and rebound ripped down by Elliott. Here's Lewis, slows it down, finds Roberge. Roberge with a great bounce pass. The turnaround doesn't go for Donahue. Here comes St. J streaking back the other way. Clark now slows it up, Roberge in her pocket. And it's a steal by Donahue. Donahue now leading the break. Great pass, great finish by Madison Ashford. Inside, and Ashford with a defensive play. Lewis now on the baseline, gains control of the ball. Spaulding trailing by 15. Shot put up. Rebound putback doesn't go for Lewis, and another board, and drawing the foul will be Madison Ashford. She'll step to the line to shoot two. Ashford very scrappy on the boards, creating something for the Tide that time. Shot doesn't go. Spaulding 3 for 7 from the stripe. St. Johnsbury's interior game, not fouling, doing a little bit of reaching, a little bit of bumping on the exterior, but not giving Spaulding shooting fouls tonight. Yet still contesting those interior shots. And Ashford hits that one, bottom of the net. Wilkins now, game's leading scorer with 13. Running the show for St. J again. Here's Kittredge looking inside, off the roll for Clark. Kick out to Greenan, who knocks down her 11th and 12th point. Attempted give and go there. Anderson got in the cutting lane and passing lane and makes the steal. Kaya Anderson, only a sophomore. Long three-pointer doesn't go for Wilkins. Rebounded by Greenan. Shot missed, bouncing around, and coming away with a rebound is Ashford. Ashford on the break picks it up looking for Roberge, but it's stolen by Wilkins. Wilkins slows it down for the Hilltoppers. Gets it into the hands of Clark. Clark inside to Greenan. Greenan kick out. Anderson now, skip pass to Kittredge. Her three-pointer is long. Roberge helps down with the rebound for Spaulding. Roberge on the right side finds Elliott. Elliott with a nice move. The runner around rim and no good. Tipped out of bounds and it will be off St. J's. Spaulding ball. Substitutes checking in for the Hilltoppers will be sophomore guard Casey Nelson and freshman guard Cassidy Kittredge. Pulling back in for the Tide. You see a very quick 2 or 3 sub rotation for Spaulding, as I mentioned. A depleted roster right now. Wraparound cut and stolen. Great defense that time by Kaya Anderson. Wilkins now off the dribble. Inside it goes to Kittredge, quickly triple teamed. Wilkins three-pointer doesn't go. Nice box out that time by Lewis. She couldn't get to the ball, but she was not going to allow Nelson to get to the ball either. Allowed her teammate to come and scoop up the loose ball rebound. Three-point shot up and good. Sam Donahue hits the three off the Roberge assist. Roberge dribbled in, drew the defense, and gave Donahue the open look. Anderson, elbow jumper is good. Kai Anderson has 6 now for St. Johnsbury. Awesome pass ahead into the hands of Lewis. Roberge keeps control of the loose ball inside to Lewis, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds off a Hilltopper. Spaulding maintains possession. Emily Kostruba back into the game for St. Johnsbury. Here's Poulin. Poulin, baseline to Elliott. Roberge, three-pointer, she's open, in and out. That was halfway down again. Roberge cannot catch a break tonight. That was a perfect shot. It was the right shot. She has to take that shot. And we'll see as this season progresses. That shot is going to go most of the time for Roberge. Here's Kostruba. Nearly mishandles, but maintains possession. Looking for Greenan on the baseline. Greenan with a kick out into the hands of Wilkins. Wilkins guarded by Roberge. Here's the fake by Anderson. Poulin on her pocket. Poulin has 4. Roberge with the steal. Ahead with a quick pass to Donahue. Donahue's layup is good. 7 points for Sam Donahue, all coming here in the second half. That cuts the St. Johnsbury lead to 13, and Coach Huntington wants to use a timeout to settle her team down. With under 2 minutes to go, you're watching girls high school basketball on CVTsport.net. Welcome back to Spaulding High School. We will be picking the Tournament Specialties Player of the Game at the end of this one. Tournament Specialties, proud supporter of local high school athletics, and certainly we love the gear they give us as a crew, and certainly as a prize for the player of the game. Excellent player of the game t-shirts. Here is Anderson now. She kicks it out. Kittredge finds Anderson again on the sideline. Anderson into the lane. Here's the shot put up by Kittredge, doesn't go. Rebound put back by Greenan, missed, and Lewis with a board. Head she goes to Roberts. Roberts left-handed layup is good. Roberts with a good hustle rebound, giving up her body, getting on the floor for that loose ball, hopping right back up. Anderson now guarded by Poulin. Poulin's got 4 fouls. Anderson knew it, and she took it strong to the hoop. And Charlotte Young getting her first action for Spaulding. Gets whistled for that foul. It's going to be the 7th team foul against Spaulding, so it will be bonus time. Kostruba will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Sage Johnson, the junior guard, will also check in for Spaulding. Kostruba will shoot the 1 and 1. Her first shot is up, and it's good. Getting ready for her second. 12-point lead. Make that 13-point lead. And Kaylee Weaver, the junior guard, will check into the game for St. Johnsbury. Kostruba hits the 2 free throws and gets a rest. Roberts now takes the 3. Back iron doesn't go. Loose ball. Reeled in by Hayden Wilkins. Wilkins working with Strom, or with Weaver rather. Weaver being pressured by Roberts. Like Roberts' intensity out there defensively, always not letting her, anybody she's defending, have an easy time of it. Weaver now to baseline to Wilkins. Wilkins finds Kittredge. St. J just letting the air out of the ball. Weaver will get whistled for the offensive foul. And great gutsy play that time. Was it Roberts that stepped in? I think it was. Just another contribution from Roberts on the defensive end. Time ticking away. Emily Poulin looking for Lewis, slips through her hands. Ball inbounded to Wilkins. And that's going to do it. The final score of this one is the St. J Hilltoppers 51 and the Spaulding Crimson Tide 38. We will pick our tournament specialties player of the game and a few honorable mentions. Aaliyah Elliott had 10 points for Spaulding, so a solid performance for her. 10 points also for Emily Poulin. Great defensive performance tonight by Yvonne Roberts. Over on the St. J side, Emma Greenan, just an outstanding defensive performance, and she also had 12 points to go with that. 13 points for Hayden Wilkins. She ran the show out there offensively for the Hilltoppers. Got in a little bit of foul trouble, but her 3 3-pointers were huge. I think we're going to go with a defense-offense combination. Emma Greenan is going to get our tournament specialties CVTsport.net player of the game t-shirt tonight from tournament specialties. 13 points, probably over 10 rebounds. Great defensively on the interior, making things really tough for Spaulding. So that's going to do it. I'd like to thank our cameraman, Kenneth Brusso, for bringing you the action. Our producer was Ben Brown. I'm Carl Parton. Final score, final time. It's St. Johnsbury 51, Spaulding 38. I'm Carl Parton, just letting you know that I'm praying for each and every one of you, for your safety, for your health, and praying for our nation and its freedom. Vaya con Dios, my friends. This has been a local sports video production brought to you by CVTsport.net, your local sports video leader. We'd like to thank our longtime partners, CVTV723.org, channel 192 and 194, Central Vermont Community Access Television, and Orca Media, Onion River Community Access Television in the greater Montpelier area is media for the people.
My daddy made this. Daddy!